The content on Explainevo is created for educational and informational purposes. While we strive for accuracy, we cannot guarantee completeness or timeliness. Please conduct your own research and consult a qualified professional before making financial, legal, or business decisions.
If you want to send a massive 4K video file to a friend on the other side of the world, it arrives in seconds. But if you try to send that same friend $50, it can take days to clear. It raises an obvious question. When you hit send on a payment app, why doesn't the money just go straight to them? This chart shows the hidden plumbing of the traditional banking system. Your money doesn't travel in a straight line. Instead, it gets handed off in a multi-step relay race, bouncing from your local bank to an international clearinghouse like SWIFT and eventually to the receiver's bank. Because of this chain of handoffs, the process simply stops if it hits a weekend or a bank holiday, and every single middleman along that route takes a small fee for their trouble. While our banks are excellent at moving financial information at the speed of the internet, the actual money is still settling at the speed of physical mail. A few years ago, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin were invented to solve this exact middleman problem. The idea was to let people send digital cash directly, person to person. But this chart comparing Bitcoin's value to the US dollar highlights a major issue. The price fluctuates wildly, with massive peaks and sudden drops happening over very short periods. Imagine trying to buy a week's worth of groceries, or getting paid your monthly salary, using an asset that might lose 10% of its purchasing power while you sleep. For a digital currency to actually be useful in our daily lives, it needs to be utterly predictable and completely boring. That brings us to a new kind of cryptocurrency called a stablecoin, which is designed specifically to hold a steady, unchanging value. A stablecoin works like a digital version of traditional government-issued money. Instead of floating freely on the market, one stablecoin is permanently set to equal exactly $1 US. This diagram shows the new pathway that stablecoins create. By removing the traditional banking middlemen entirely, the payment travels straight through a direct network from you to the receiver. Without those handoffs, the payment arrives in seconds. The network never closes for the weekend, and the transfer fees drop to nearly zero. Essentially, stablecoins function as email for your money. They combine the instant global reach of the internet with the financial reliability of a physical dollar. You might be wondering how exactly a digital coin stays at exactly $1 without wavering. The most common model uses a reserve system. For every single digital stablecoin created on the left, a real physical $1 bill is simultaneously locked inside a secure bank vault on the right. Looking inside those reserves, you'll find the same assets used by the world's safest banks: hard cash, standard bank deposits, and ultra-safe U.S. Treasury bills. When someone decides to cash out, the system simply reverses. The digital token is destroyed, and the real physical dollar is handed back to them, keeping everything perfectly balanced. Every digital stablecoin represents real, tangible assets safely stored in the physical world. If this technology is so efficient, you might ask why all banks aren't already using it. For years, traditional financial institutions held back, worried about unregulated operators and the fear that some vaults might actually be empty. That uncertainty ended with the Genius Act. This became the first major U.S. federal law to step in and establish clear, comprehensive rules for the stablecoin market. This graphic shows the requirements the law enforces. Issuers must keep $1 in the vault for every coin they issue, submit to public audits of their reserves, and perform rigorous identity and security screenings on their users. With these strict rules written into law, traditional and cautious banks no longer have to guess what is legal. They can finally build products using blockchain technology with confidence. The Genius Act serves as a regulatory green light. It moves stablecoins out of the speculative crypto phase and turns them into a legally compliant foundational financial tool. Thanks to these new safety standards, over 140 massive companies, including tech and payment giants like Visa, MasterCard, and Google, have teamed up to launch a consortium called Open USD. Instead of building their own fragmented, expensive payment networks, these competitors are collaborating on a single shared stablecoin infrastructure to act as a fast lane for global money. As billions of people globally gain access to these digital accounts, they are essentially choosing to hold their money in US dollars. To keep those accounts backed, the issuing companies have to purchase and hold massive amounts of US government bonds. meaning this digital shift actually strengthens the global demand for the dollar. You won't need to understand blockchains or cryptocurrency to benefit from this technology. Very soon, stablecoins will simply be the invisible plumbing that makes your money move as seamlessly as an email.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Explainevo. See you in the next video.